Ladies and gentlemen of the Action Army, what is going on? And welcome to another episode of Answers for Athletes. In today's video, we have a question from Free at Last 1810. I wonder what he's free from. There's a lot of things that I am now free from in my life. Toxic relationships, marijuana. I no longer smoke marijuana. Alcohol still has a tiny hold on me. Free from vaping. I'm free from a lot of bad habits. Student loan debt is one thing that I'm not yet free from. Unfortunately, got a little bit left. The things that you learn about me that are super random and have nothing to do with anything. Free at Last 1810 says, what age do you think is appropriate for barbell back squat? Is it better to stick with goblet squats and single leg? Many thanks. Then he goes on to say, thanks for answering my question. I have two sons, 12 and 14, and I'm having them do some pushing and pulling with the sled using wall balls, weighted sandbags, etc. I have a great answer for you. My answer may shock you. It might be younger than you think for the age that you can start with barbell back squats. However, before I give you this answer, make sure that you comment JUMP, J-U-M-P, down below in the comment section for a free body weight vertical jump training program. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your question down below if you want me to answer your question in a video just like this. So, quick story before I give you your answer to kind of put things into perspective. Right now, I am training an 8th grade girl, an 8th grade female basketball player. She is a bucket. She's super skilled, super talented, scores all the points on her team. She's a bucket. However, her parents came to me and they said she is kind of slow. They said, our goals for her, we want her to get faster, get quicker, improve her first step explosiveness, improve her lateral quickness, change of direction, top end speed. I didn't say that in nerdy terms. They just said, we want her to get faster. She's slow. Now, but they said, we don't want her to lift any weights. Now, myself as a strength coach, I understand that in order to get faster, part of that is that you have to get stronger. But do we need to lift weights? Definitely not at first. So they said we don't want her to lift any weights. So at this point, this was my whole point. At this point, it can be very intimidating for her parents because they're sitting and they're watching me during the training session. If I were to go put a barbell on her back, they would be intimidated by that. If I were to have her hold dumbbells, they might be fine with that, but it's less intimidating than a barbell, but they still might not want me to use dumbbells with her. But I've been sneaking in a Medball, right? So we've done a lot of body weight strengthening to this point. I've been sneaking in a Medball. So we're doing Medball eccentric focus squats. We're doing Medball RDLs, single leg RDLs. We're doing rear foot elevated split squat with a medicine ball. So now we're adding load, but a medicine ball is not nearly as intimidating as a barbell or dumbbells. So a barbell, to answer your question, free at last, it can be very intimidating. However, there are now 6 to 8 year olds doing barbell back squats, Olympic weightlifting, and they are arguably, well, they are not arguably, they are stronger, more powerful than other kids their age, but they are arguably healthier than other kids their age and more functional than other kids their age. And indirectly, when you start to lift as a young athlete and you start to develop this lifestyle of training, then all of a sudden it's the ripple effect. You tend to want to start to eat better. And then all of these other positive habits, not always, but sometimes can tend to, have the ripple effect and come as well. But there are 6 to 8 year olds doing barbell back squats as we speak, and they are just fine. All of the research has been debunked. Lifting weights is not going to stunt your growth as many, baby boomers and the older generation used to think. Now we know that it is not going to stunt your growth. It might actually even help your growth and assist in growth to strengthen and lift some weights. So do I recommend 6 to 8 year olds? Not necessarily. Do I recommend 12 to 14 year olds like your boys? Not necessarily. There's not really an age that I would go for. There's a few requirements and prerequisites that I would go for. First, I would have them master their body weight, right? So I coach a high school basketball team. We do 25 push-ups every practice. There's just certain habits that we do. 25 push-ups is one of them. The amount of athletes on my high school basketball team, we just started the season, so a lot of them, you know what I'm saying. But the amount of athletes on my team that can do 25 proper push-ups in a row is probably like 5 out of 25. 5 out of 25 kids can do push-ups. And then when we talk about barbell back squats, most of my high school athletes, 16 or 15, 14, maybe 13 to 18-year-olds on my high school team, most of them I would not send in and do barbell back squats. Why? Because they haven't done any training first. They haven't hit these prerequisites. I would have them master their body weight first. So we got isometrics. There's so many things you could do. You guys know, I'm not going to preach to the choir, but lunges, single leg chair stands, all these types of things that we can do to master our body weight first. So I would master your body weight first. Then as you're doing, I would do a goblet squat first because that's easier to learn, right? There's a technique, a skill aspect to barbell back squats, and goblet squats helps kids, learn that a little bit easier. Rear foot elevated split squat is going to be, another way that you can strengthen without putting that barbell on your back to do barbell back squats. And just so everybody out there knows, squatting is primal. Like, not anymore in this generation, we're a little bit sedentary. We don't move as much, but like squatting is a primal movement. So adding load to that squat to strengthen your lower body isn't that far off. Whether it's a barbell or a medicine ball or a dumbbell in a goblet squat position, you're still squatting with load. So barbell back squats aren't going to be that much different than a goblet squat. But I would first master body weight. Then I would do goblet squats just to kind of solidify that pattern under load. Rear foot elevated is going to be good, but if they're already doing all this training and they've built a decent foundation of strength for their age, I would go ahead and I would do barbell back squats. You're just fine to do barbell back squats at 12 to 14 years old. Now, here's what I would do. There's 4 things. Number 1, obviously, they need proper coaching and supervision. I would never let a young athlete do barbell back squats without proper coaching and supervision. Proper coaching, because sometimes coaches can be there or trainers can be there and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. So proper coaching and supervision. Second thing, well, I already said this, solid basis strength. Third thing, technique is a big thing. So start with the bar or very light loads and have them build that technique first, because squatting is a skill. And when you're young, you tend to be like a little baby deer. You're still, growing into your body. You're still learning how to use all your limbs, especially when lifting and, doing athletic based movements. So I would have them, master technique. And that moves me to my 4th point with load. Has to be proper load. So start light, get the technique right, and then work your way up. But 12 to 14, if they built a solid base of strength, they're going to be good. I guess I could have summed this entire video up without doing all the yapping by saying that there is no age that you need to start, that you need to hit before you start squatting. There is just a prerequisite of strength and a bunch of strengthening modalities that I would do first before I got into a barbell back squat. So that's it for this video. Like this video if you like it, subscribe to the channel, leave your question down below if you want me to answer your question in a video just like this, and comment JUMP JUMP down below in the comment section for a free bodyweight vertical jump training program. But I will see you all tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.